Hello, and welcome back to another video. Why do men seem to be lazy about winning women over, about approaching them? I have a theory that factors such as pornography, social media, dating apps, and the problems a man can subject himself to when trying to conquer or approach women contribute to this. He can be accused of harassment, but of course, that's not the only reason. Many men say there is a fad that, oh, everything is harassment today. I might be accused if I approach a woman, so that's why I don't. No, but that's not the reason. That's hypocrisy. Not every woman will report you for harassment if you approach her. Of course, this can greatly depend on the situation, who you are, and who the woman is. If you have the bad luck to approach an unbalanced woman or one who is having a bad day, she might want to harm you. She might simply not like the look of you and want to do it. This can happen. The problem, much of the time, is that the woman's voice is an absolute truth nowadays, most of the time. Of course, they are creating laws to punish women who are falsely accusing men. This is coming from a woman. I even forgot her name. It turns out that harassment is not the only problem. There are many others, such as, for example, the guy having to put himself out there. He has to win her over, he has to approach her, he has to know what to say, he has to face his shyness. Besides taking the initiative, he has to maintain a favorable atmosphere for the woman to give in to him. He has to lead that momentary interaction and, often, have a standard stereotype that is, in fact, admired by women today. If we were to categorize the average guys who are not rich, famous, or owners of a yacht or jet ski, we notice that the guys who have more access to women are those who project a stereotype of a man that is constantly and strongly promoted by the media and, especially, by social media. This makes women become hooked on this type of guy. Therefore, if you don't represent these guys, women will obviously not pay you any attention. Another reason I think makes guys have this laziness, that's the word, laziness, about approaching women, especially if he is not framed in this stereotype that is attractive today. That is what is trendy, is this. If you are not willing to submit to entering this fad to pick up women, obviously, you won't pick them up. And if you are not that kind of guy, obviously, you will have to make an extra effort to try to win the maiden's heart, if you know what I mean. So, this becomes tiresome, boring, tedious, and frustrating. Many times, you will have to try to win this woman over. Many times, you will start an interaction with her, whether in person, through social media, or online, which is the same thing. Many times, it will lead to nothing. You will lose a lot of time. And if you manage to arrange a date with her, you will probably have some kind of work, such as, for example, picking her up or paying Uber for her. You will have to pay for the date, because women have this thing, don't they? Oh, it's natural for the guy to have to pay for the first date. I think this is nonsense, idiocy. Why? If you're meeting a woman on the first date, without even knowing her and without even knowing if it will work out, the most natural thing, what would make the most sense, would be for the two of you to split the bill. But the woman won't split the bill, because there is a bunch of simps in line, offering them not only a date, not only dinner or a snack, but also leisure situations, inviting them to clubs, trips, to cinematographic places. There are many guys there who are willing to provide them with food and drinks, fun, adventure, however she wants, without her having to exert any kind of effort, zero effort. The game of seduction, not seduction, because the woman doesn't seduce. She simply attracts the man, as she is saying, works as follows. She seduces by being sensual, beautiful, the guy is attracted to her, and all the effort will depend on him to be able to access this woman. But the woman will never need to pay the bill for the man, because there will always be a man who will pay the bill for her. If you don't approach her, don't win her over, and don't submit to the exhaustive, tiresome, and draining effort of conquering them, other guys will. Therefore, she doesn't care. She already has a bunch of guys who do this for her. That's why she doesn't care about a handsome man. She doesn't care. That guy over there has money, but he didn't approach me. He didn't win me over. He didn't make an effort to win me over. However, there are others there who also have money and are making an effort to win me over. Oh, he's not handsome, but at least he's providing me with things. So, the woman won't approach and won't exert any kind of effort. She doesn't need to lift a finger, because there are several men in line doing this for her. She thinks, if you don't want to, there are those who do. If you don't provide for me, there are those who do. That's why she doesn't care. And also, due to the fact that, biologically speaking, she doesn't have as much sexual need as we men do. On the other hand, they have a much greater number, a much greater abundance of sexual options, of sexual suitors. The opposite is true for the man. This is scarcer, depending on who he is. If you are a regular guy, in particular, things can get much worse. You will have to take risks, you will have to submit, you will have to spend money, spend time, without even knowing if it will be worth it. Of course, sometimes it can be worth it. The woman can provide you with wonderful sex, a wonderful sexual experience. But many men, I believe, just like me, may think, man, I'm going to make the greatest effort, I'm going to strive, I'm going to spend time, energy, I'm going to pick up, I'm going to take her home. I'm going to provide this woman with pleasurable sex, because the man's pleasure is making the woman feel pleasure. But the woman, in addition to all the benefits she will gain, coming only from the man, will have sex and feel pleasure without spending a cent. That is, she will have all the benefits, and the man will have the benefit of sex. So, if we stop to think, it might not make much sense. Of course, for some simp men, the woman's sex is a prize worth the effort. For them, the juice is worth the squeeze. For others, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I think, in my conception, it's a somewhat unfair game. The woman will always play in easy mode, while the man will always play in hard mode. For the man, it's very difficult, it's a struggle, it's a journey, it's a very big fight for him to have access only to the woman's sex. And many times, a date with this woman is not a very pleasant thing. The woman is addicted to her cell phone, she's annoying as hell, she's superficial, she has nothing to add, she's not good company. She simply has a nice body, she's attractive. Many times, she will have a pound of makeup on her face, extremely superficial. Obviously, she has already had some procedure, either on her mouth or her face. The current beauty standard, the objective of this current female beauty standard, is to make her increasingly superficial and, in my conception, increasingly hideous, removing the woman's original naturalness. If she is naturally, she will generally be a very beautiful woman. I'll give you an example here, Virginia Fonseca. She was beautiful, wonderful, a perfect blonde, in my conception. Today, the woman is deteriorated, she's ridiculous, after so many procedures and after entering this modern neurosis, this paranoia of the current Brazilian standard beauty stereotype, which, in my view, is rotten. Another example, Luisa Sonza. The woman was beautiful, wonderful. Today, the woman is truly ridiculous. So, man, to conclude, put everything together. The woman's superficiality, the fact that the guy has to spend, the fact that the guy has to lead and maintain the interaction, trying to win the woman over to get sex. And the woman knows this, by heart. She knows you want sex. But she wants, in return, what you can provide so that she thinks about providing you with sex. That is, the woman offers sex, you offer all the benefits you can offer, such as moments, leisure, food and drinks, pickup, drop off, comfort, safety, spending money. Basically, it's almost as if you were paying a sex worker to have sex. You give her the money, and in return, she gives you sex. Sex works the same way with women who are not on the job, but they are, in my conception, performing a kind of job, but in a more subtle, indirect way, if you know what I mean. She wants what you can provide, and in return, she gives you sex. So, for many men, if they think like me, sex is no longer enough. Why? Many times, it won't be enough, even if it's good. I think this way. If the sex is very good, I still don't see a problem in paying the bill, in picking up and dropping off the woman, if her company is pleasant and worth it. If I were single, which is not my case, that would be fine. I would even submit to it, but deep down, this game is unfair, because the woman only has sex to offer, but you will also offer sex to her. She won't have sex alone, and many times, even in sex, the guy will lead, and generally, it is the man who makes that sexual moment good for both. So, it's very unfair. Besides having to exert all the effort, you still have to give the woman sexual pleasure, so that she gives you a chance. Then, again, a second chance, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Or sometimes not, sometimes it's just milk and ghosting. You will simply get laid and get out. But, even so, for many men, I believe, the juice is no longer worth the squeeze. Not to mention, then, all the other risks the guy runs. The woman might have a boyfriend, You might suddenly approach, you might start a fight. The scenario is unsustainable. Well, thank you very much if you made it this far. Comment and share, and purchase the Antifragile ebook, link in the description. Onward, warriors!